So here's another example of a big red wall that's forming here. Something I've noticed doing some more just on-demand trading. Something I do on the weekends to practice and get my mind right for the upcoming trading week. So if you take a look here, we've got a big red wall forming on Microsoft. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause this and just elaborate on the big red wall here. What you're seeing is Microsoft's first 2-minute bar kind of just rip through support. We've got previous price conjunction. We have our 20 period moving average and our 200 here, and Microsoft opens up here at the start of the market. Now keep in mind this is the 2-minute chart. So this is where the term dead cat bounce can come into play here on just a single bar instead of just a downtrend like this. Dead cat bounces can also happen on these massive power bars. So like I said, I was doing a little bit of simulated trading. I started to see Microsoft form a giant red bar. If you actually take a look here, JD's forming a really big bar as well, and Intel is too. But the problem I'm having with Intel, let's go ahead and zoom in on that, is Intel isn't ripping through all of our support the way Microsoft is here. And we got price congestion. I know our moving averages are a little wide, but the support here that it's experiencing is a little bit too great, whereas Microsoft is actually starting to rip through everything. Okay, now the way this is played is, instead of here's the problem with taking out the low of Microsoft here, is first off, if you were long the previous day and you open up here, you're probably going to look to take profits, especially during a time where the market was a little catastrophic, coronavirus and whatnot. So we have a big sell-off. Now, the problem is that we do still have support to the left. And when you have big moves like this to the downside, you start to get a buy the dip reaction. This full 2-minute bar contains multiple moves in it. So normally, if you take a look at these candles on Microsoft, look at how a normal bar, a red bar, looks, or the green, the size of those compared to this. So if you look at this from a perspective of Microsoft drop, okay, there's a candle, this is a candle, okay, you have to look at this as a move like this. The way this moved down, you have to look at these massive red bars a similar way. So getting in at the low of this candle is probably not a good idea. You're probably going to experience some chop or get stopped out because people are going to start buying the dip. So we're going to go ahead and play this through. I'm going to show you how to play the dead cat bounce on Microsoft in action. So let's go ahead and play. Now what you want to do is you want to start to fill in orders as the next go. I always let the first 2 minutes go by on the market day. This is one 2-minute candle. And if price starts to bounce, so you'll see, we're about to break the low. And I don't want to get on that. I'm expecting a move back up and a dead cat bounce because the cat was thrown off the top of this building. It's going to bounce, come down again. But I'm going to use this area as a place to start taking profit because it is experiencing a bounce. So I'm going to start getting short. I could see this moving up around this 174.75 area. If it hits it, I'll go ahead and go short some more. Now, so it's climbing up. It was thrown off the building. The dead cat is bouncing off of the ground. Let's go short some more. If we hit. So right now price is making its way about 50% up this candle. And if you don't get any more movement up, that's okay. Our stop loss, since we're shorting, is going to be here. Looks like it moved up a little bit more. If we get some more movement up, I'll keep shorting. So now I'm 3,000 short. If we hit 175, I'll throw another 1,000 shares in. If it hits 175. And then, okay. So like I said, I want to look to take profit where it found support. So let's use a different color. Let's just use blue. I want to start to fill in orders in this area because this is where Microsoft dropped and it found support, right? So as price starts to move in, you start to trail your way out. You can't expect Microsoft to completely hit this low again. It's safer to start to exit into that direction instead of trying to kill the entire thing all in one at the bottom here where it might not completely hit. So we're starting to experience a little bounce here. It's still climbing up a little bit. Maybe I'll add another 1,000. So now I'm 4,000 shares short. Whoops. On Microsoft as we climb up the building, as we start to bounce the big red building, the big red wall. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. Now, like I said, I want to start getting out down here in this area. I'm going to do a trailing exit. So that means is, look at that. So now we're getting our move in. Let's start to buy back. There we go, 3,000. See if we can wiggle some more way down. I want to see it come down a little bit more. $2,000 short. 1,000 shares short. And look at that. I'm going to kill it. So that is how you trade the big red wall on a 2-minute chart. The dead cat bounce on a single bar the dead cat bounce move can be applied on big massive bars as well. And as you know, if you're in my class, if you're one of my students, you know that when I have a power bar, I like to enter in on a low. But like I said before, the problem with this is it's too massive of a sell-off to be entering on the low. Yes, Microsoft breaks the low, but now if you were to got in there, look at the problem you're having. You're still in the red, and you would have been really big in the red if you got in down low and you watched it move up here. Obviously, you're not stopped out, but look at the issues you're having. In fact, let's go ahead and skip ahead to see what this looks like. So look at that. Now it's not even coming back down towards your entry, and time is going by and you're still in the red. So that is why you can't take out the low here on a big red wall. Okay, we get short on the bounce, and then we look to take profit right around support.